Snowflakes danced across the dimly lit gas station as the clock struck Christmas Eve. 10:47 p.m. Most of the town was asleep, lights off, stockings hung, families gathered by fireplaces. But Tom Miller, a 52-year-old mechanic, was still at work. His shop's heater had broken 2 weeks ago, but he didn't mind. It wasn't the cold that bothered him, it was the silence of being alone. His wife had passed away 3 Christmases ago. Since then, holidays had lost their color. Every December felt like a long, quiet drive with no destination. Tom was locking up when he heard the sound, a car sputtering, coughing, and dying right at the corner of his lot. Headlights dimmed, and out stepped a young woman, shivering, her breath fogging in the air. "Please tell me you're still open," she said, her voice trembling. "I've been driving for 6 hours. I just need to get to my parents' house. It's Christmas." Tom sighed softly, glancing at his watch. "You caught me right before closing. Let's take a look." Under the hood, the problem was clear, a busted alternator belt. The car wouldn't go another mile without it. Tom scratched his chin. "You're lucky, I've got one that might fit." The woman smiled weakly. "I don't have much cash, I just spent the last of it on gas." He looked at her, maybe 25, tired, eyes red from crying. "Don't worry about it," he said simply. "It's Christmas, I'll fix it." Her eyes widened. "No, I can't let you." "You can," Tom interrupted, handing her a cup of coffee from his thermos. "Merry Christmas." It took him nearly an hour. His fingers were numb, tools icy cold, but he didn't stop. The woman sat inside, holding her coat tight, watching through the frosted windshield. When the engine finally roared back to life, she stepped out, tears glistening in her eyes. "You just saved me," she said. "I don't know how to thank you." Tom smiled, brushing snow off his jacket. "Just get home safe, that's thanks enough." She hesitated before reaching into her pocket, pulling out a small silver keychain, a tiny angel with outstretched wings. "My mom gave me this when I went to college," she said softly. "She said it would bring me luck. I want you to have it." Tom started to refuse, but she insisted, closing his hand around it. "You've earned it more than I ever did." The next morning, Tom woke up to the sound of knocking on his shop door. He frowned. No one ever came by on Christmas morning. When he opened the door, a man stood there dressed in a police uniform. "Are you Tom Miller?" the officer asked. Tom nodded, instantly uneasy. The officer smiled. "Sir, I think you helped my daughter last night." Tom blinked. "Your daughter?" He laughed, relief washing over his face. "She broke down on her way home. She told us about a mechanic who fixed her car for free, said you gave her Christmas back." Before Tom could speak, the officer handed him a small envelope. "She wanted you to have this." Inside was a handwritten note. "Dear Tom, I made it home safe. You reminded me that kindness still exists in this world. My dad and I wanted to give you something in return. Merry Christmas." And tucked inside, a check for $10,000. Tom's hands trembled. "I can't accept this," he whispered. The officer shook his head. "It's already done. You see, you didn't just fix her car. You fixed her spirit. She'd been going through a rough time, lost her job, thought the world had forgotten her. You reminded her that people still care." That night, Tom didn't eat dinner alone for the first time in years. The officer, his wife, and his daughter, the woman from the night before, showed up at his shop with homemade food and laughter that filled every corner. When they said grace, the young woman looked at Tom and smiled. "You gave me hope, and I'll never forget that." Tom glanced at the small angel keychain hanging on the wall and smiled back. Guess it worked both ways. Moral: sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change 2 lives at once. Because when you give from the heart, especially when no one's watching, the world has a way of giving it back, brighter and warmer than before.